Suddenly, Bob Iger is eager to announce major expansions all over the Walt Disney World Resort. Turbocharging, they call it. We've got Encanto coming to Animal Kingdom, Indiana Jones 2. And don't forget about Beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, a 14-acre expansion on par with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And yet here on this channel, we've been telling you that we did not think that much was coming to Disney World very soon. So, are we wrong? No, folks, we're not. And we'll tell you how the magic trick is made. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Pro Channel. We are happy to have you here with us today as we take another journey down to Central Florida, where Bob Iger and the Bob Iger Company have made nice with the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, and they are ready to start building once more. Our journey today starts with WDWMagic.com, and it says Disney previews model of Encanto and Indiana Jones expansion at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, notice it does not mention Coco here. We're going to talk about it in just a moment. Folks, as we get into this, like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to click it and stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Folks, we're a little skeptical, and I think we've earned the right to be so, of the Walt Disney Company when they make announcements for Disney World. Now, earlier in the year, they announced that they were going to be spending $60 billion with a B on park expansions all over the world. What we found out was that really that's about $30 billion, and what we found out was that was over 10 years, and when you started doing the math, that did not add up to much for any of the parks, especially when much of that investment is going overseas. And yet now, big announcements now that Disney World is receiving all kinds of things. But I want to harken back to what we see here on this page with concept art of what was supposed to be coming to Animal Kingdom just about a year ago. A new Moana land was on the way to Disney World. And, well, that's not happening. What did we actually get instead? You see the flume ride over here? See the magnificent water-based spinner attraction? See the attractions off in the distance that you can't even tell what they are? Well, instead of a new Splash Mountain style ride based on Moana and Animal Kingdom, well, we got a splash pad in Epcot. A splash pad, a walk-through splash pad. So we've earned the right at this point, I think, to be skeptical. Here's what the article says. Walt Disney Imagineering has released a behind-the-scenes look at work underway on bringing the Encanto and Indiana Jones expansion to Disney's Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World. In the video, we see a working model for the new lands and some details of research trips to the Yucatan Peninsula for inspiration on creating the lush landscape of the land. Now, we're not going to play this, but folks, you're going to notice that this is a video from Walt Disney Imagineering. Now, why is that important? Well, we've suddenly seen an influx of Walt Disney Imagineering videos across a wide spectrum of projects. And this gets back, folks, to what we told you months ago, which was that Walt Disney Imagineering was looking to bring on a media and PR specialist. And this is the beginnings of that, right? So we're getting a massive influx of new videos. It's all aimed at changing the way that you see the Disney parks, because they were being absolutely decimated in the PR game by channels such as this, where we just frankly tell the truth. And we'll show you some of that in just a moment. But just know that as you begin to see tons of video about, for example, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, much of that is going to be coming from this new effort, this new push, this new person at Walt Disney Imagineering whose job is to fix the PR problem. We can't blame Disney for attempting to do that. We're still going to tell the truth here on this channel, but they're welcome to give their view of things and their very rosy picture of Disney. Now, Disney announced in September of 2023 that new experiences inspired by Encanto and the fan-favorite adventure Indiana Jones were being considered for the reimagined Dino Land USA at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Of course, before that, it was Moana Land. But now it's switching over to Encanto and Indy. And there are some claims that Coco is going to be coming to this area too, but I do have my doubts about Coco. I'm not saying it's not happening. The problem is going to be, let me show you this, folks. So what they're talking about is for Animal Kingdom, they're going to put in the Encanto and Indy land. So basically, Central America, South America, right? That's the new land. And we hope there are animal exhibits. I don't see any animal exhibits in this. This is Animal Kingdom. There is a wide variety of amazing animals that many people don't know anything about from those regions of the world. And I would really hope than in a place that's dedicated to animals, that animals would be put in this area. It's going to be very bizarre to go to Africa and see animals, and Asia and see animals, and go to Central and South America and just see IPs. That's a problem. Now, what they're doing is they're going to change Dinorama into Encanto, right? And we've heard some rumors about this. Some are suggesting this is going to be a clone of Phantom Manor, and that they're going to reskin it and turn it into Encanto. Fine by me. Not sure exactly what that's going to be. The dinosaur ride, we're just this is a 99% going to happen. It's going to be turned into the same Indiana Jones from Disneyland. Restaurantosaurus is going to be changed into a rethemed restaurant, essentially the same. And the dig site looks like it's going to become a carousel. Now, the problem is that if Kocho is going to be put in here, Kocho is going to be a restaurant and a carousel. And I think that's going to be offensive to many of the Latino families that are coming to Animal Kingdom if Kocho is just a carousel and a restaurant. I don't think that they're going to like that very much. And so I would suggest, and frankly, Kocho is a beautiful film that deserves a dark ride. It just flat out deserves a dark ride. So it's not just Latino and Hispanic families. I'm joining in on that. I'm not going to be happy if Kocho doesn't get the dark ride it deserves. It needs a dark ride. It is the greatest IP you could have to turn into a dark ride. So I don't know that that's going to hold. I tend to think that this is going to be based mostly around Encanto with Indy off in the distance. And that's fine by me. In fact, folks, I think this is a good idea. It's not the best idea, but it's a good idea. So why is it not the best idea? Well, because the best idea would be to get the rights to Bluey for theme parks, which Disney doesn't have, and to build Australia to the east of Asia, build Australia, and put Bluey there. Bluey is driving 1/3 of all viewership of Disney Plus. There's nothing even close. Disney doesn't own it. That would be the best option, and that would increase capacity. And you want to increase capacity because you want to increase attractions. You want to increase attractions because you want people to have to stay at Animal Kingdom all day to get to experience everything. That way, they're in the park, they're spending money, they're there in the evenings. You get the idea. What this idea does is it does not add new stuff. Now, it reskins stuff, but it doesn't add new stuff. So Dinosaur, a current existing ride, which I'll agree, I don't like it. I don't like that ride. I don't have any desire to ride that ride. Once you've been on it once or twice, that's enough. But Dinosaur is going to become Indiana Jones. Same capacity, same number of people can go through that ride, exactly 100%. The dig site is going to become a carousel. Well, that's actually lower capacity. Carousels are actually lower capacity than just standard playgrounds. And Dinorama is going to become Encanto. And it's arguable. You might say that the Primeval Whirl then, right, was an attraction that's now been removed and it's going to be replaced with an attraction. And I'm sure that will add some degree of capacity, but when you consider the playground being removed, it's probably just net even. And so what this means is that they're going to spend all this money and gain no additional capacity. That's not as big of a problem in Animal Kingdom as other parks, but it's still a problem. It's still a problem because you need enough stuff to do to keep guests there the entire day so that they are spending all kinds of money inside the park. So that's my thought on this one. You can see, by the way, Dinosaur transformed into Indy. You can see the Encanto house up here. You get the idea. And you can see the announcement and all of that. And they're saying that this center area may be Kocho, and I agree. It looks like Kocho. I think they have plans to do Kocho. I would caution them to hesitate to do that. I simply think that Kocho should be a dark ride. It just flat out should be a dark ride, and it's monetarily wise to turn it into a dark ride. All right, folks, I want to go to now WESH.com, because here's where we get into the tricky part. This is why we're skeptical of all this stuff, okay? So if we go here, I want to remind folks, it took 5 years. Read this paragraph right here. This attraction, talking about Tron, took over 5 years to construct. Now, Tron should not have taken 5 years to construct, but it did. I also want to draw you to the Disney Food Blog. This by Sarah Ocumber, and it says, timeline announced. The Epcot transformation is ending soon. It seems like Epcot has been under construction forever. If you've visited in the last few years, you've probably seen the maze of construction walls as Disney works to upgrade and improve the park. But now we have good news about this project. Disney has finally announced an official timeline for Epcot's massive transformation. Epcot has been going through a multi-year transformation that has included several projects throughout the park, by the way, none of which added capacity, really, which is a problem for Epcot. This transformation will officially be complete in December of 2023. We'll celebrate, folks, celebrate. Except wait, Epcot's still not done. So they're still building stuff in Epcot. Epcot is still not done. And how long has Epcot been under construction or been worked on? 6 years, something like that. So then you have this. Remember that the Walt Disney Imagineering, right? This new position is all about creating positive publicity for Disney parks and Disney Imagineering. You get the idea. Deadline by Tom Tapp. Disney offers details on Beyond Big Thunder project called the biggest expansion ever at Walt Disney World. Wow, you might say. One day after Bob Iger faced questions about Disney's competitive position versus Universal in the Orlando theme park game, there came more information today about a significant expansion of Walt Disney World. Michael Hungen, Walt Disney World site portfolio executive, said the company's Orlando resort is undergoing probably the largest expansion. You know, I don't like probablys. I'll just tell you, I don't like probablys. It's either the biggest expansion or it's not. So, probably the largest expansion ever at Magic Kingdom, according to a piece by CNN. Dubbed Beyond Big Thunder, the project is so named because it will expand the park into a swampy wooded area behind the current Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at one corner of the property. See below, and it has Scott Gustin there. We like Scott Gustin, and we all know where Beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad goes. The problem here, folks, is there is an expansion pad there that's difficult to get to, probably the most difficult expansion pad to get to at Magic Kingdom, and it is 14 acres. So if they're going to put it there, cool. And I suspect Kocho is going to go there. I suspect that really that's where Kocho will go. Although, folks, plans are being made at this time. So this is not one of those pro scoop rumor things when I say that. That one is purely speculation because it just makes sense. And they put Kocho in the original designs for this. So, it just makes sense to put Kocho beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad because you can have a Mexico area. And it's not abrasive or obtrusive, or it's not, a shift in theming so harshly that we all wonder what the heck's going on back here. And then eventually you can connect a Villain's Land behind the Magic Kingdom. So he said that it's going to be a 14-acre Star Wars Galaxy Edge size expansion. Now, the problem, folks, is that this becomes far less impressive if this quote-unquote expansion is going to take over Tom Sawyer Island. So if Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America are going to be destroyed, then this quote-unquote expansion is going to be extremely small in comparison. And we are hearing that. Not that that is set in stone because they are early in the planning for this, but they're also trying to get ahead of Epic Universe. And so they're making these announcements. But remember how long it has taken for these things to come to pass in the recent past. Epcot, under construction for 6 years. Tron, a very simple roller coaster, under construction for 5 years. Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, under construction for 5 years. Those are just rides. Epcot is just an urban park in the middle of it. These things have taken forever. They have taken longer than Disney used to build entire theme parks. So the question is, we haven't even begun construction yet at Magic Kingdom. So if it's going to take 5 or 6 years, we haven't even started construction. They might not start construction for 2 years. So when might you really expect Beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad expansion to happen? Whatever size it might be? Well, unfortunately, you might be waiting until like 2033 for that to happen, for that to be open. And Animal Kingdom, well, they're just now getting ready to start clearing the land and start construction. If that's going to take 4 or 5 years, then you might not see the Animal Kingdom expansion until 2030. And that's a very long time to wait. It's a very long time to wait, and it's far, far too late. And perhaps this is why Bob, is a bit bristly about all this. Because as opposed to Disney and these major announcements that take half a decade to a decade to actually implement, Epic Universe had a 3-year construction plan for Epic Universe. And we've got pictures. We can see the amazing things. This is out of Attractions Magazine. You can see the rides going up. You can see how quickly everything is being built. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's awesome. It's what we want Disney to do because look at this. This is something that's never been done before. A park that is filled with lands that are fully, totally immersive. You can't see out of them. Each one of them is practically a park in its own right. It's just incredible stuff. At Epic Universe, Universal Studios is bringing it to Disney. I mean, look at the size of Super Nintendo World, and then consider too that they've made it so that it has expansion pads for the future. Look at all that land beside the main show building for the kart ride. Look at all the land that they have to expand this out with additional attractions if they so deem. Disney can only dream of these sorts of things. Now, is that to say that we want to be totally negative about Disney? No, of course not. We're not here to just poo-poo everything that Disney does with their pixie dust. But it's to say that we're going to take things in consideration relative to what we have seen in the past. And so when Disney shows us essentially a reskinned section of Animal Kingdom, it's okay to say, where's the new stuff? Where's the brand new stuff? Where's my new immersive lands? Where's Australia? Where's Antarctica? Why am I not getting that? And they're going to announce that Zootopia is going to come to the Tree of Life. Fine, but it's still the Tree of Life. It's still a theater. Where's the new stuff? Where's the Disney that once was, that made things that nobody else had ever seen before? The Walt Disney Company that once set the industry standard. How has that switched now to being Universal Studios? Universal Studios is where the excitement is. And yes, Disney will absolutely increase their morale across the parks simply by building new stuff, but they're just reskinning stuff right now. And we're waiting to see what's really going to be beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Is it truly a 14-acre new expansion, increasing capacity at the Magic Kingdom, which is so desperately needed? Or is it destroying Tom Sawyer's Island and replacing that and calling that a 14-acre expansion and dropping a little extra land beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad that they can say, oh, look, we added some stuff? Don't know, but we'll find out. Folks, that's why we're skeptical. That's why we keep things relative to what we've been witnessing with the Disney parks, and we recommend you do so as well. And pay close attention, folks. This is big. We have heard strongly from multiple sources that Disney is offering to those who cover the parks media passes and special things. Don't know, folks. Might be a rumor, might be false, but we've heard this. Offering all kinds of perks if you'll cover them in a positive way versus Epic Universe. If you'll say, good stuff is on the way, Disney's known about this forever. If you'll say all that, you'll get to go see these rides before other people. You'll get to go in with the rest of the media. And if you criticize Disney parks and say, oh, no, Epic Universe, they're destroying Disney right now. Disney has been resting on their laurels. Well, you won't get those first opportunities to hit YouTube with your videos and get the viewership and all of that. Funny how that works. It's just a good thing that we really don't care. We'll just keep telling the truth. Anyway, folks. All right, it's your turn now. Like, share, subscribe. Click it, stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, on your way out the door, do not forget to check out all of the content coming your way. We have Mark Kern, the original team lead for World of Warcraft, joining us Tuesday at noon Eastern. We are aiming for the greatest interview he has ever seen as we probe deeply into DEI and Chinese influences and the destruction of the gaming industry and how we can save it. You do not want to miss it. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Listen up, my brothers and sisters. You've been listening to Phils and Zoes with an agenda to destroy your brain cells for far too long. It's time to change your way of doing things. Hold up. TPP is the place to be. Covering the news so honestly. It's a team that's cool and tried and true. Ahead of the culture curve, they're trying to keep you. Jonas and Pro, they run the show, and they dragged in the bearded culture casino. You got Valiant and Lord and Fourth of Line. Wonderful people, yeah, they're alright. They got weird bringing in people like Floral, but made no mistake with Lorena Creole, Amelia and John, stuttering guitarist, Martin and Tawny, and someone called CMS. Fat Steven makes a bunch of all the graphics. Did I mention a partnership with Bending in the Comics? Fat Sky is a guy, and Doc Matt does the web stuff. There's probably some people I missed. I hope they're not telling you the news. That should be fun. With accurate info that's not been spun, you can figure it out as you will see. The TPP is the place to be.
Yeah, Wilton. That was actually pretty good, or white. But I think you might have forgotten Vash.
Well, he lost all his friends. But it was implied.